Hello, everybody. So I got a Fanatec Club Sport Formula rim that I wanted to use with my OSW base, and it's a nice rim. The build quality and stuff seems really good. It's not cheap, but it seems like a pretty good product. To make it work as a standalone USB device, I got the Bodnar Fanatec rim standalone USB conversion PCB. It's solderless. You basically use a cable to connect where the original Fanatec interface goes to its quick release connector to a PCB board, and then wire in a USB cable. And it worked pretty well. They have excellent instructions as far as like how to go about the process. I went through. Everything was pretty straightforward. Didn't have any drama as far as the installation. And when it's all done, the wheel does work. All the inputs and stuff are recognized, except for the rotary encoder. So on the rim, this right-hand button is actually, as they describe it, a 7-way encoder switch. So you can turn it left, turn it right, move it up, down, push. And the move left, move right, up, down, push work fine. But as far as the rotary encoder goes, it's practically useless. It doesn't register consistently. It doesn't seem like it's one-to-one mapped as far as the physical button has very obvious, click rotation positions. And it seems really hit and miss as far as whether those get registered by the PC or not. So I can show you that using the joystick CPL parameter or properties. The device shows up as a Formula rim, so it exposes itself to the PC as if it's like the actual Fanatec device. And if you go into the properties, like I said, all the buttons and the little joystick all seem to work fine. But the rotary input is inputs 31 and 32 here. So if I try and just slowly rotate it, I haven't noticed any, pattern as far as like whether it's picking up every third or whatever. Sometimes it registers every one in a row for half a dozen tries and then doesn't register at all. Other times it seems like, it's every other, but like I said, there doesn't seem to be any particular pattern to it, and clicking it faster or rotating it faster or slower also doesn't seem to make a real difference. When I've tried to use it in practice, it's really frustrating because it's like you click it once or twice, it doesn't happen. And so I end up just rotating it more, and then you get several inputs when you really just wanted one. So this is with the native Windows Joy CPL, inputs 31 and 32. There's another application that was suggested to take a look at a little bit more of the detail of what's going on. That's called DL View. And that shows up with all the inputs and stuff that the devices are doing. It shows up for the rotary encoder on this little window here, or the Formula rim buffered. And it shows the up and down value. I've never seen it show more than one up or one down, so it's not. I don't get the impression that it's an actual short circuit or hardware problem with the button itself. It's just whether the inputs are being recognized. And here it's inputs 30 and 31 because I think there's an off by one difference as far as I believe this does 0 index for the inputs, while the game controller properties does 1 as the initial button. So it's a little frustrating, to not have it work. The information from Bodnar indicates that, let's see exactly what it says just to make sure I don't misquote anything, but basically they say all the buttons, thumbsticks, encoder, and shift light and LED displays are fully functional, and the FFB button acts like a regular push button. And, it's a small detail, but that appears not to be the case. So I did reach out to Bodnar support, and the response that came back fairly promptly was, oh, that's because there's a firmware problem with the rim, and Leo thought that there was somebody on the iRacing forums who had found a solution, and that I needed to do research to find a way to get it to work. Which honestly was pretty disappointing to have that be the support response. I have done internet research, and I've looked through the iRacing forums. The only posts I ever find about it are people complaining that it doesn't work. So I also have heard from other people that have Teensy-based conversion solutions, like the Sim Racing Machines adapter, and they do report that theirs does work. So I have one of those on order, and we'll take a look and see how it goes. But for the time being, like I said, the majority of the functionality is there. It does work, and I'm pretty happy with the physical wheel itself. And we'll see if I get any difference in behavior from the Teensy-based sim racing machine. So anyway, I'll let you guys know.